Right, hello. Welcome to the latest episode of the Go Grab That Day podcast. I hope everybody is keeping well and happy and all that fun stuff. Today we're going to talk about something that's pretty big in the news at the moment. I'd imagine most of you Irish people could guess what I'm talking about, but I'm going to ease into it as best I can because the urge to go on a curse and expletive-filled rant is very tempting. Anyway, what I'm talking about is the Irish women's football team, soccer team for you idiots out there, have qualified for the World Cup in 2023. Brilliant achievement, fantastic goal. Before I get into this, I'm not going to lie and pretend like I've been following this all along. I haven't been following the women's football team, and that's absolutely no disrespect to them. But as a Liverpool fan and a mad MMA fan, I have only so many fucking nerves and hours in the day and the week to dedicate to cursing at a screen. But anyway, nonetheless, I will certainly pay attention from here on out, especially with what's been going on in the news. But on the good side of things, as I said, they qualified for the World Cup with an excellent goal by, I believe it was Amber Barrett. I caught the highlights of the game. Goal was a great goal. Her first touch into space, it was quality, and her pace as well. Again, I don't know a lot of these girls. I don't even know what clubs they play with over in England. I know a lot of them are playing over there, but nonetheless, I will certainly follow them now as a mad football fan. It's great to have someone to support in a fucking World Cup, because God knows when the male team are going to be able to do it again. Anyway, with all that being said and all the nice side of this, on to the thing I want to talk about. So, for people that don't know, people that might have been living under a rock, no, I suppose outside of Ireland and this side of the world, you're probably not going to know for sure. But anyway, these girls went on to make this great achievement. It got this great, oh God, I can't talk. They achieved this great thing, this great goal, this great milestone in Irish football. Their first time qualifying for a major tournament. Obviously, you're going to celebrate like crazy, and they done that. And then the following day, literally the following morning, you have the papers littered with this bullshit about slamming the women's Irish team for singing a song. Now, for those, as I said, outside of Ireland that might be watching this podcast, the song is sung in every fucking pub in Ireland. It's sung in every Irish pub around the world. It's a wolf tone song. They're always sang. It does not, in any way, I don't give a fuck who you are, it's horseshit to say that it fucking promotes terrorism or it's pro-terrorism. It fucking isn't. Like, people have this misconception of the IRA that they're a terrorist group. There was a group, a branch of the IRA, they call themselves the real IRA, years after, the Irish Republican Army. The Irish Republican Army are what gave this country their freedom many, many years ago, fighting against the British, stuff like that. And that's what a lot of these songs promote. And regardless of that, however you want to paint it, so I'm already getting ahead of myself. Anyway, these girls sang a song by the Wolf Tones that was pro-IRA, singing ooh ah up the rat. The rat being the IRA. And the media have slammed them, coming out how, it's terrible, it's this, it's that, in particular media over in England, and even fucking worse, our own media here. This is the part I'm finding hard to hold back on, but I'm not going to hold back. The Irish media for a long time have been nothing short of a fucking disgrace to Irish people, to anyone that has ever tried to do well in this country. They've always, rather than defending, which is what should have happened, anyone involved in media in Ireland, anyone involved anywhere on fucking anything, even say this little fucking tiny platform I have, under no circumstances will I not defend a team who've done something great in this country, a small team on a very small island who've gone and qualified for a major tournament, and a female team even better, because obviously female football, it's only starting to climb a little bit and get the recognition it deserves. But of course, we've had to read these headlines of, Anyway, I'm just trying to make sure I do this within a controlled manner. But as I said, there's been a lot. Just a group of young girls have done an amazing thing. Have been forced to come out and apologise for singing a song, which, by the way, has been around and involved in football for a long time. Go back years ago to when Paul McGrath played for the Irish football team, the men's team. The song was "Ooh Ah, Paul McGrath." That's the same song. Just put Paul McGrath in instead of the Ra. But now, because of this fucking plague, and it's the only word for it, this plague of people who get offended when someone fucking rips wind across the water. There's people, so many people out there, every side of the world, who give them a fucking laptop or a phone and access to the internet, and they become poisonous. They become disgusting versions of a human being, because this gives them the platform that they've never had before. It gives them a place where they can stand up and say, "Oh, I'm offended. Oh, I don't agree." You see it. You go on to anything. Go on to anything online. Someone posts up saying the sky is blue. Look through the comments. Someone will argue and say something that they would never have the guts or the balls or fucking the integrity to stand up and say in real life. You imagine going into a pub here in Ireland, go in New Zealand where I spend time, Australia, go to fucking America, hear people sing a Wolf Tone song and stand up and try and tell them not to sing it. You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it because you haven't got the guts. The problem is a lot of these "I'm offended" fucking, you plague. What's wrong with you is you're unhappy with your own life. And you look at this stuff and it's just something you want to complain about, something you want to give out about because you are not happy and because you're not brave enough to ever really stand up for anything you've ever come across in your own life. That's the issue. You should not have access to a computer. If these kind of things upset you so much, you should not have access to the fucking internet. And I've just done what I didn't want to do, was go on a big rant. But yeah, it infuriates me. And I actually can't get my head around to even structurally give out about this. But just the Irish media, you've once again let one of your own down in a massive way. And there's a lot of Irish people doing that, and I am pleading with people who have any sort of platform out there, whether I'm not even going to say RT, because RT, you're bought and sold as it is. You've never done much for the Irish anyway. You've only ever been fucking sheep. That's all you've ever been, is sheep. And you've showed your true colours again. Oversharing this fucking thing about a group of girls celebrating a great achievement, rather than what we should see round the clock is that goal replayed and replayed and replayed. I remember distinctly, if that's the right word, when I was 12 with the 2002 World Cup, and it's a moment I never forget, when Robbie Keane equalised against the Germans. Obviously we were never supposed to do well against them, but I distinctly remember the highlights of that game being played with the Oasis Wonderwall, and the song always reminds me of that moment. And it's a big moment in Irish football. That's what we should be seeing over and over. That fucking video should be played over and over. This great goal by a great team, which are going to go on and hopefully do us proud next year, or fucking they make an attempt at it anyway. But instead we got to see this hashed over and over again. UEFA are going to investigate fucking this dickhead, which is all he is. What's this fucking clown's name? Rob Wooten or Wotton, saying to fucking, what's her name, Chloe, sorry if I get the name wrong, but Chloe Mustaki, he hints that fucking they need education, need to be educated because of this song they sang. This is the same person from the same side of the world that they've completely ignored their own history because of the shit they've done, not just to Ireland but to a lot of other countries. But I'm not getting into an Irish English thing, because that's not what it is here. That's not what this is. This isn't the British, which, don't be fooled if you're Irish. This is not the British that are freaking out about this. This is not the British public. I guarantee you that the majority of them do not give a fuck about this. This is assholes on a platform that just want something to give out about because their platforms are dying. RT News, RT Weather, News Across the Water, any of those platforms around the world are dying. Anyone will tell you. Who the fuck watches the news now? You can get it from your fucking hand. Click on your phone. Same with the weather. There's no need for them anymore. So that's why they need these headlines. They need something to complain about. They need people. They need clicks, because they are slowly dying. They're going to all start losing their jobs. And then when they do, they're not going to survive anywhere else because they're gutless. They can't stand up on it. They can't do their own podcasts or things like this because they need somebody to tell them what to do. They're not going to be able to speak up for themselves. And that's what fucking enrages me. When you have a platform, you should be sticking up for these people. We love to talk nowadays about health, mental health, and anxiety, depression and all that. But as soon as the media get a chance, they want to shit all over someone like this. It's a group of young girls, probably, I don't know what they're making in terms of money and stuff like that, but probably not a lot. They probably don't make a lot because the female football is only now starting to build. I know it's getting better, thankfully, but we should be praising them. And the media should have stood up in this country and should have stood up for them and stood up against people that were complaining about them singing a fucking song. That's all it was. And the biggest thing of the whole lot, people won't agree with this, but I'm going to say it. The manager let them down massively. Again, I'm going to butcher this lady's name as well. Vera, is it Pau or Pau? Yeah, it's Vera Pau, I think is how you pronounce her name. She has pissed me off massively too, because she should not have come out and apologised. She should have stood by her team and said, no, look, they were celebrating. It was a private moment, albeit somebody recorded and shared it, which is what people do. But they're in their own dressing room. They have every right to sing a fucking song without people coming out and complaining, oh my God, it's pro-IRA. No, it's not. It's a song about Irish rebellion many, many years ago. That's what a lot of the Wolf Tone songs are about. It's a great song. It's sang in many fucking pubs and many fucking house parties around this country and around the world. I love that there's a lot of Irish people now trying to get the Wolf Tones Celtic Symphony to #1. I love that. That's what we should be doing. That's what we should be doing. Praising the fuck out of these women and shutting down all these I'm offended fucking clowns. Oh my God, I'm offended. Only a few weeks ago, the British media and Irish media were hammering at how we should show respect to the Queen who passed away. Albeit, yes, absolutely, I did no issue with that. But you're hammering home that we're supposed to respect them and the shit they've done in the past, but we can't sing a song about fucking the Irish Republican Army. Horseshit. Absolute horseshit. The song should be sang loud and fucking proud. There's a lot of people, again, will disagree with this, but there's a reason why Conor McGregor never has a good headline in this country. And that reason is he's not a puppet. He cannot be controlled. He is unapologetic. One of his most viral videos was the one where he gets on the mic and says, I'd like to apologise to absolutely nobody. That's who he is, and that's why the media cannot stand him. Albeit, he can be an arrogant asshole at times. But nonetheless, I am telling you, we need more people like him. We need people that are willing to stand up and say, no, I don't see that I'm fucking wrong. Yes, he has done wrong things. The man is human. But he cannot be controlled by the media, which is someone we need more of. So you don't want kids looking up to fucking robots. Look up to people that speak out for themselves. Again, you may not like the likes of Conor McGregor, but at least he's real. At least he's real, and look at the money he's made, you know. He's not a fucking puppet. James McLean, another guy, every year there was issues with, for not so much anymore, but there was every year about James McLean refuses to wear the poppy. That's his right. But constantly putting the paper, it's stopped now. You don't hear a lot about him. Do you know why? Because they realise it's a waste of time. He won't apologise. They realise you're not going to be able to use this man as a puppet like they do with others. So yes, the FAI come out and say, oh, you know, we must apologise for the wrongdoings of this, you know, the team. They didn't come out and apologise when John Delaney absolutely robbed millions out of the funding and the money that went into the Football Association of Ireland. Never came out. And these are the same pricks. Regardless, I know John Delaney's not president anymore, but these are the same pricks that stood by him. Didn't come out with any apology when he robbed the country blind of all the money. At one point, he was on more money than the American president. Again, let that sink in. Why not apologise about him? No, I'll apologise because these girls played a Wolf Tone song. Haven't bought an Ireland jersey in a few years. At least I don't think I have one anyway. But I can promise you this, I will be buying one to support the girls next year. Yeah, congratulations to the Irish team. Congratulations to Vera Paul. I don't want to completely be shitting on you. Just, you know, don't feel you have to apologise anymore. You know, you've done a good job. You've done this country proud. And up the fucking ra. Peace out, guys. Good luck.
It says ooh ah up the ra, say ooh ah up the ra. Ooh ah up the ra, say ooh ah up the ra.